Hello viewers, my name is Dr. Felicia from Social Conscience. I'll start by wishing every one of you Merry Christmas and a happy and healthier New Year. Today I'm going to talk about the millennials and I'm going to define the millennials. The millennials are a group of people, young adults that were born approximately from 1985 and after. This generation of young adults have been described as having a sense of entitlement. The question today is, are the millennials going to be blamed for their sense of entitlement, for being described as lazy, entitled, narcissistic, selfish, unfocused, with no moral compass or conscience? Those are the tough words to describe our children. Are they going to be blamed for their behavior, for their sense of entitlement? That is what I'm going to talk about today. The millennials feel entitled and feel the way they do because of so many factors. So we cannot entirely blame them for the way they are behaving these days. We have four major factors that cause them to behave the way they behave, even though they themselves should take responsibility for their behavior. One is parental practices. Two is the environment. Three is the school practices. Four is the general impatience. And of course, the fifth one is technology and social media. I'm going to discuss them one after the other. I'll start with parents. Some of the parents of these millennials, which include me, some of us spoiled our children to the point that they feel they can get anything they want without working hard for it. Some of us use their influence, some of the parents use their influence to solve their children's problems rather than trying to make them independent to be able to solve their problems. They start by using their money and influence in the school. They have a problem in the school, the parents will run over there to smooth things out for them. Then we have another group of parents who are teenagers themselves. So when they have these kids, this group of millennials, they are not equipped to be parents. They are still figuring out their own lives, let alone help and guide their own children. So what happens? This group of millennials grow up feeling entitled, feeling that they have a right to everything. Then the second point is technology. In my previous videos, I've been telling you that though technology and social media is very amazing and useful to our lives, it could also be very, very destructive and addictive. Our children, the group of millennials, they watch what is on the Facebook and Instagram, the rosy images painted by other teenagers or adults, and they feel that their life is a mess. They feel that they cannot measure up with the challenges of the digital world. And so what happened? They get depressed and sad and lonely. I have a college student who came to me and said that I feel thoroughly drained, that I've lost enthusiasm for life. Why? Because he sees others on the rosy facade in the media, and then he gets depressed. Some of our millennials live secret life using their phone. Some parents are not aware of what they are doing, and before the parents get a clue to what their life is, it's already too late. So The social media, to some extent, has a share of the blame. And my third point is the schools. The educational system is rapidly disregarding the work and the job of a counselor or a psychologist. They are just focusing on scores, whether the school is doing very well academically. What about social and emotional life? They do not hire enough counselors to speak to these kids with low self-esteem. They were already born with low self-esteem, some of them. It's the job of the counselors and psychologists to try to teach them social skills, the way to talk and initiate conversations and sustain that conversation, the way to interact with others successfully. Haven't you witnessed every one of us who go to the elevator and everybody gets in and nobody talks to each other? They just look at the numbers, waiting for their floor to arrive. That is so sad. If we adults can do that, what about our children? The third point or the fourth point is the general impatience. Not just our millennials, even the adults, including me. Some of my friends knows that I say that patience has never been my strong suit. And that applies to most of us, and especially our children. We are in a rush to pursue a career. We are in a rush to um, get money. So what do we have? We have financial stress. We have emotional stress. We have career stress. And this trickles down to our children. And they want to achieve something right now. Impatience. And millennials want instant gratification. They don't have time to count the single dollars. They just want to use the plastic, the credit card or debit card, and swipe and get what they want. They go online and shop without worrying, and it's delivered. The item is delivered at their doorstep. So we don't do anything. We don't have patience to follow the natural process of life, and that is sad. The last but not the least is the environment. In corporate America, these kids, when they manage to graduate, they come out and get employed, for example, in corporate America. They, the leaders, do not help the kids to navigate gradually to a level where they feel comfortable. They are concerned about money and profits. And they pressure the kids to achieve. They emphasize on short-term gains, profit, rather than long-term life success. And so these millennials are pressured to achieve. No wonder they get easily discouraged and come out and say, Mom, Dad, I no longer want to work there because I don't seem to make much impact. And they roll from job to job, trying to find elusive happiness. But what can we do to help these kids? First of all, we start at home. Charity starts at home. We need to take time to teach them the need to be patient, the need to follow life gradually instead of rushing through life. The parents should make some sacrifice and be there for their kids. At school, the school system should allow the counselors to do their work, to teach them sets of skills to survive in this digital world. Self-esteem, ability to trust in their confidence, to have the ability to do things gradually so that they can succeed in life. And of course, the environment. The corporate America should present them with good leadership. Let them realize that job satisfaction comes from being patient and working your way gradually up. We do not need to teach them instant gratification because they get easily frustrated and give up. Lastly but not the least, we should, our parents and the general public, monitor the use of our children's smartphone, Facebook, and Instagram. Because when you go to Instagram or Facebook, you see rosy images of people, but they may not actually be happy. And our children look at them and get depressed. Research has shown that a lot of people that are addicted to their cell phone or social media are prone to more depression than those who are not addicted. So we should minimize the use of this technology in our life before it ruins our own life and the life of our children. This has been Social Conscience and Voice of Moderation. Once again, I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.